What is up, my friends, and welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna explore the super fast upgrade rush build a little bit more. If you guys remember the video where I did my viewers and subscribers builds in a tournament in Germany, my favorite build there was a super ridiculously fast upgrade rush. Like, before even making a factory unit or anything like that, it was already double upgrades. And I had such a beautiful, enjoyable game against Gerald, a pro Protoss player, where I ended up having 3-3 against +1, literally. So 5 upgrades ahead, and it was so much fun that I decided to just try it against everyone today. So first we're going to play against the Zerg. How could I do this against Zerg is the question. Because against Protoss the build was double gas, barracks, factory. Factory after the expansion still. And then double eBay. That is a little bit weird against Zerg, but I could still go for it. Now against Zerg, there is going to be a little bit of a difference, because against Zerg you would be more on a timer, because your upgrades will be really good, but your economy won't be that good, and Zerg can obviously outproduce anyone if they get the right, drone count up, which they should, against someone going for double upgrades fast. So we might have to go for just a ridiculous 2-2 timing, or maybe even a ridiculous 1-1 timing. I guess we'll see. I got a crazy idea. Oh, I like this idea. Yeah, we're going to try this. Okay. So I can go for reactor first, double eBay before factory even. I think I can actually get away with that. Now, is that going to lend itself into any kind of decent timing? Oh. Well, okay, I'm going to... I mean, interesting. I'm going to end up doing it. I'm still going to do it, by the way. I fork it, guys. You guys know me. I'm going to do a double upgrade rush against the proxy hatch. Now, it really depends on what kind of proxy hatch this is, whether that's going to come to fruition or not. Now, I was already doing... I probably could make a bunker here, actually, I think. Because I am playing reactor first. Where should I make it? Probably about there. It seems about right to me. Okay. Now, I'm going to just bank up the gas for now. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it's a macro proxy hatch. Yeah, then the bunker is a good idea, I think. Let's see, doesn't have gas yet. Yeah, this is just a pure macro proxy hatch. Okay, nothing to worry about then. There's only one thing we have to pay attention to, really, and that is that he doesn't get creep tumors out, because if he gets creep tumors out, we're going to have to spend a scan, and I don't want to have to spend a scan. Okay? I'm just going to film the bunker with this. The queen is going to finish in about 3 minutes or so, I believe, so we can... yeah, we can count on that. We have enough time, and... Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I'll make the barracks... I'll make one barracks and then the double E. I'm trying to figure out this timing, right, as we're playing. So I can make a barracks and then the double eBay, and then I should have stim and 1-1. Or maybe I should get combat shields, actually. That also is pretty good. Oh, he made a drone there. But that's actually such a Mark thing to do. I love that he just did that, because that is totally something that happens to me whenever I proxy hash. That's great. Now, the queen should pop now if he's making one. It's kind of hard to tell because it's already wiggling. Looks like he cancelled the queen. I believe I saw that. Could be wrong. Could also never have built a queen. Okay, so I think the timing is actually going to work out pretty well. Let me run with these marines real quick so I don't get owned by the brootlings, of course. Gonna go up, see if he can get some scouting done. This might look like a third command center, which would be pretty nice. Now, I think I can actually salvage his bunker right away, so that is cool. Now, do I get combat shield or stim? Getting combat shield sounds kind of dumb, but is it? Right? Let's see. I mean, combat shield would... This is... I mean... okay, I'm just gonna do it, guys. Whatever. We're gonna hit a 5-minute combat shield 1-1 timing. I do want to make an armory just so I can actually afford my 2-2 as well. Or I can't afford it right away. That is for sure. It's gonna be too expensive, but I want to be able to build it at some point, right? So I gotta make my factory so I can make an armory after that. Let's get that now. Keep building stuff. I did indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if I would have autopiloted Stim anyway. As if he's blocking the command center has to be one of the dumbest things, by the way. That's actually so stupid. Okay, here we go. Factory doesn't really need to be hotkeyed, but it is what it is. I actually don't need a second tech lab, because I think I can just make Stim from the first one. Look at... I mean, it's beautiful. 30 seconds. I think we're actually going to move out. We're going to have... I hope he's not, like, all-inning me or something like that, because that would be so freaking disappointing if I run into a link flood before my upgrades freaking finish. That would be an absolute classic. Yeah, look at this. 1-1 combat shield. If he has Bailings, this is not going to be super spectacular for us. If he doesn't have Bailings, these Marines are going to be super, super strong. Also against roaches, but if he's making roaches, he's probably safe anyway. Okay, let's get the armory now. Here we go. Can I get that? Barely not. Okay, I'm gonna split these a little bit because I'm not sure what he has. Should have maybe gone for a scan here. Let's see. 1-1 is about to finish. Oh, no, please. Please finish. Now. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Why? Why am I like this, guys? Please report me. Report me right now. 2-2 timing it is, guys. Wait, are they... Oh, they live for a long time. I thought they died eons ago. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I had to move out. He kind of overmade links there a little bit, which only would have been overmade if they wouldn't have done anything, right? Like, if I would have gone back there, then he would have been in a terrible position. It's kind of a gamble you have to take when you do move outs like that. Like, I also could have moved out after 1-1 was finished, but what that would have done is give him 30 seconds extra to build stuff, so that's a really bad idea, right? So, took the gamble there, it didn't work. Unfortunate for us. Would have loved to see how well my Marines would have traded. In the end, yeah, we're going to find ourselves a little bit behind here. Now, I am still building 2-2 at 6 minutes. So that is very, very nice. I think with this build, I could make Hellbats. Should I make Hellbats? I think I'm actually going to go pure Marine. Literally only Marines. With 2-2. That is the play. I'm going to stop making SCVs right now. Just so I can afford my barracks. That's a really weird location to take the third, I think. But it is what it is. Okay. And kill this Overlord. Make one set of medevacs, I guess, so I can use my Marines. Yeah, I'm gonna make 7 barracks. I don't know if I can afford 7 barracks off of an SCV cut fake third base kind of thing, but I guess we'll see. Okay. Then got the barracks first. Now I'm gonna make the wall. Get this wall up over here. Looks pretty nice. Start dropping mules over on this base. This army is going to be pretty bad if we get, like, link flooded right away. If he gets us time to get everything up, then we're going to be chilling. Now, this is going to be a casual scouting factory, because why the heck not, right? I still haven't built any extra SCVs. I don't think I want to, actually. I'm just going to make an 8th barracks even. Should be okay. Now, I'm trying to look at my gas count. I believe that is not what I wanted to do. I believe that I can probably even get 3-3 at some point. Let's get some Marines over here. Like, drops are going to be super efficient with the upgrades, by the way. Crazy efficient. He has 0 upgrades. Yeah, okay. He actually made so many units. He made way too many units, I think. I mean, once again, since he killed my army, it worked out for him, right? But he made so many. It's kind of crazy. Now, 2-2 is going to finish in 30 seconds. So that means that this drop is going to hit with 2-2, and the first one isn't. Okay, factory is still chilling. Gonna drop over here in the main base. Still haven't built SCVs for this, which I'm still on board with. I actually made so many. Holy cow. Let's see, what can I do? 0-0. Ah, come on, man. Oh, he's going for the Mutalist. Well, yeah, semi-cheese, I guess. Okay, let's boost that away. Gonna be a pretty nice initial trade against the Mutas, actually, I think. Can I get all those Banelings? Yes, I can. Very nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I have to be careful here to not be overwhelmed too hard. If I can get something done here, then that's going to be really, really nice for us. Keep in mind, these do have 2-2. So we are going to be able to obliterate the Mutas pretty easily. He has to bring the Banelings here. Actually, we had a 2-1 there for a second. Where are the Banelings? He's going to fight me now, but my upgrades are so good. Look at the Mutas just disappear. Oh my goodness, there's so many Mutas that just went down already. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's not the... I'm not sure if I mentioned all-in. Let me explain that real quick. Or Mutalist cheese is what I said, yeah. Sometimes what Zergs try to do is they go for Mutas for the sole purpose of destroying your first attack. So their eco is not going to be as good. As you can tell, this guy really made a lot of freaking units. Like an absolutely crazy amount, right? Like he wanted to jump on my first attack and kill the medevacs right away. So this was actually a rather good trade for us. The thing that sucks for me is that I wasn't making SCVs, right? Because I wanted to kind of all in myself. So it's not the exact strategy that I wanted to see. 3-3 is going to finish at some point. I'm not sure if it's realistic that it's going to finish before this game is effectively over, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. Okay. Is he going to be able to take another base? I want to stay somewhat close to home, I think. Because usually Mutalist players, they go for counterattacks and stuff like that. I'm actually almost saturating my next base just because of the SCVs that are already mined out in the main base. That would be kind of nice. I think at this point, maybe we wait for 3-3, to be honest. At this point, I don't think he's going to get hive units out, which is usually what you're afraid of if you play like this. Can I do that? I think so. When is it going to finish? About 70 seconds. About 11 minutes in the game. We're going to get 3-3 Marines. We don't have any splash against the Banelings. I still haven't made SCVs. Just 4k. Look how much gas I have. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I don't need any of this gas. Here, get out of here. Okay. I'm feeling nervous because I really want this to work. This freaking ridiculous 3-3 timing. I really want this to work. Almost perfectly loading up those medevacts, by the way. Let's see, I'm going to... Okay, he's going for a hive now. Yeah, I'm very happy to see that transition, by the way. Because that means that he's not just defensively all-inning, which would be one of the most annoying things for me to happen. Still making a lot of vitas, which is also nice to see. These upgrades are going to finish. I think I can start slowly going for the drop. Yeah, I think the time is now. I think the time is now. Here we go. He's probably going to dive on top of that turret if I would have to guess, but these 3-3 Marines are really going to go ham. Bailings, obviously, the main counter. Okay, so... Oh, he was over there. Let's see, what are we going to find, guys? 3-3 is about to finish, I'm pretty sure. 11 minutes is what I said. Now we're just going to go across. Yeah, these Marines are going to go absolute hammer, that is for sure. 3-3 against 1-1, by the way. Like, these Marines are crazy strong. Just make sure to split them decently. It's a good amount of Banelings, but I should be able to outsplit those, I think, especially with the 3-3. These Marines did amazingly well over there, and now we are just going to go for it straight away. Okay, gotta split those a little bit. Creep. Quite painful there, but now we have it, guys. 3-3 against freaking 1-1. Look at that. The Marines are so strong. They're so ridiculous. I don't think he realized he got 2-2 in the middle of the fight. The mutas are now gonna die. No GG is called. We actually win. Oh, that is... I want to see when 2-2 finished, actually. I'm quite curious. Let's see. Did it finish right here? Yeah, look at this. Okay, so basically after this fight and after this fight is when 2-2 finished. So up until now, it was 3-3 against 1-1. As you can see, the resources lost 3,400 in our favor. Despite us not really seeming to take good fights, but this was also pretty good distraction, and I can't believe this worked. 69 Marines, perfect ending as well. And this is a really good example of why this kind of build is good, because it's like... the start was terrible for us. It was absolutely terrible. I mean, the proxy hatch part was okay. That was actually pretty good for us, I think, to be honest. But then the next attack really dunked on our build because we were really set on doing that 1-1 timing, right? With combat shield. We got caught right before because he made a lot of links. Actually, he did still have 48 drones. So I guess he just didn't make Evo. Yeah, okay. So he was... kind of playing like me, actually. No tech, just spamming Zerglings like a baboon, basically. I approve, of course. This was a really terrible start. But later on, when you take fights, it's just not realistic to have 4 more upgrades in a fight. So they don't think about it. They see a couple of units in the main base, see a couple of units at the front. They're like, okay, I can probably kill this because it looks like I can. But then you have 4 more upgrades, and that's what makes this good. Not the best execution in this game by me, but it was a great warm-up game. Let's get to game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be against Kimpach, a Grandmaster random player. I actually know him quite well. He was in the build council, actually, for the Grandmasters, for the tournament that I mentioned earlier. And I also had him in a couple challenges before. I think one time we played against him in an Archon with a Silver League player, if I remember correctly. And now we're going to have to get him with the upgrade rush. Now, the thing is about that tournament is that because, you know, the build council for every league, just a quick refresher, I had 5 matches to play and I gave 1 match to each league from Gold to Grandmaster, right? So the Grandmasters were only responsible for 1 match, but because they were really into it, they made the builds. I think most of them actually watched every game and they were very curious which league was going to win, which builds were going to win and stuff. So I'm quite sure that he would have seen the double upgrade build. I'm 100% sure, in fact. Now, we don't know what race he is, so that's going to make this a little bit more complicated. I would guess that the most difficult matchup for this build should be Terran versus Terran. I think against Zerg, it's okay. Against Protoss, I legit think it's a great build, actually. Like, against Protoss, I freaking love it. Against Zerg, I'm not 100% convinced yet. It depends on if you can get a good enough economic opener, right? Like, maybe 3cc, maybe the build I did earlier, but, you know... Oh, he's Zerg, actually. Okay. Without getting unfortunate with being caught there. I think in TVT, it's kind of the same thing. If you play on a map where you can be very safe, it's probably a pretty good build. But if you get all in... Oh, that is a... Is that a late hatchery, actually? It's hard to tell because I scouted really early because he's random. Yeah, okay, definitely a late hatchery, right. Yeah, it looked weird to me, but sometimes I mind game myself. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna simply expand there on the high ground. Now, he is setting himself up for a cheesy build, so that could be a little scary, because I am gonna go for my double eBay. I'm doing Reaper this game instead of the Reactor. I'm not quite sure if that's gonna feel better or worse. Actually, in this scenario, It's a bit of both, because if you reactor first is the best build against cheeses you can do, I would recommend for every beginner that they just play reactor first. Because you just have so many Marines, it's the best unit to defend the early stuff, right? But with the Reaper you can scout, so that is also going to be very nice. I'm actually going to send both the SCV and the Reaper in at the same time. So this game I am going to go for the factory, because I might need it to defend, and then we'll go for the E-base after. That is the plan. Now let's see what we can find. That's a crazy amount of gas, probably a Roach or a Bailing all in. I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, it's extremely suspicious what we're seeing here. I do need a second gas for the double eBay. Oh, okay. I mean, Link Speed's probably about to finish. That's why he's here. Can I actually get out? Probably... Oh, I was going to say probably not, but that is nice. I am guessing that this would be a Baning all-in, to be honest. So obviously the response to that is double Engineering Bay. I'm going to make Hellions first, just so I can defend the stuff. And, I mean, hopefully I can just realize if it's actually Roaches, and if it is, hopefully we can... Yeah, Roaches or Bailings, I mean, or a Lair. And then if it is, we need to be able to transition in time, basically. Okay, he's going to try to do damage to this already, of course. Bailings are 100% coming, I think. There's no doubt about it for me. Yeah, it should be. If it's not Bailings, I'd be very, very surprised. This would be a crazy mind game if it's not Bailings. I mean, he is making drones, but he has like 300 gas mine, guys. If he's not going to try and bust this, then I really wonder... I mean, this has to be a mind game. There's no other way, I think. Grenade should be good. Exactly. Great grenade there. Should be able to get into the main base, I think. Scout on... I mean, at this point, it has to be a lair, I guess. Yeah, okay, it is a lair. Let's see if I can scout whatever the follow-up is. Could be Spire or Roaches or anything like that. I'm going to send my Reaper over here. I'm not going to be... Actually, maybe I can get a drone instead. Yeah, it's pretty nice. There you go. Can I get out again? No way, right? I think I'm going to get out again. Please. Yeah, let me get out. There we go. Okay. I don't know what this is, guys, to be honest. I really don't know. Okay, wait. Are you guys ready? No. Okay, that was going to be a little bit too crazy if I pulled that off. Okay, so we're going to go for the 2-base follow-up here. I think the 2-base follow-up is actually... Oh, I do need a depot over here. 2-base follow-up is actually pretty nice because I have the double upgrades already anyway. I think I'm going to send these back just in case he is going to try and run by the other side. It's a bit annoying of playing this map because there's pretty much two sides that they can run in, so you can't really cover both with your units. Makes it a bit annoying sometimes. I'm making Marauders, or I'm going to start making Marauders now because I think this could be a Roach Nidus. It could also totally just be the Spire. In that case, it's going to be very interesting to see for who this is going to be good for. It's a Roach Warren, but that could totally be a fake, so I guess we'll see. These Hellions are going to do a crazy amount of damage. He does have a Transfuse now. He also has a bunch of links on the map. Let's not forget about the links. Let's see. If he's going to let me get that, that'll be nice. Doesn't look like he is. Okay. I'm going to go for the Starport over here. I mean, he has the Roach Warren, but to me, it looks like Mutas. This guy really, so far, is absolutely undecipherable. I think I am particularly great at reading what's going on in the game. I mean, I'm trying. It's impossible. He doesn't have a third, which you would have if you're playing Mutas normally. Now, 2-2 started 5:30 this game instead of 6 minutes, so it's even faster than the last game, which is great. What do I need to build, guys? Show me what it is. I don't know. Nidus? I'm actually going to spread my Hellions around his base so I can see him leave with whatever. Yeah, at this point, it could be the Swarm Host or whatever. Okay, it is actually going to be Mutas. There we go. So the 1-1... is going to be very, very, very nice here. I have a little bit of a wall off here, which is great. I don't have gas for what's it called? I don't have gas. Look, the 1-1 here is going to go super hard. If it wasn't for 1-1, maybe he would have been able to fight that somewhat easily, but with the 1-1 he can, that is for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to make a turret over here. Exactly. I mean, you can keep trying to cancel them. I don't think it's actually going to be super meaningful if he does, to be honest. Let me just move those Hellions back. If he wants to spend time chasing those, I'm perfectly happy with that, to be honest. Looks like he's quite... Like, this is actually great. This is an... I freaking love this guy. This is another situation where the upgrade rush is just good. You know why it's good? Because you don't want to be behind in, like, eco against this, right? However, if I had a third base here, that just adds another place for him to attack, right? He could just go for that. Now, I'm just getting massively ahead in a way that keeps me completely safe. This is also why I love this build against Protoss so much, because it's like... against Protoss right now, you kind of want to play very defensive as Terran. You kind of want to get to the late game and stuff. But the more bases you take, the more vulnerable you are. But here, I'm just... Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing for him to attack, but I'm still getting massively ahead. Like, Tutu is about to finish. You guys realize that? Tutu is about to freaking finish. He wants me to take a third base. I don't have to take it. I forget. He's going to be on 1-1 or 0-0, by the way. I don't think this is the kind of thing where it's not like he's just waiting for me to move out. This is not the kind of thing where he's catching up in upgrades now or whatever. He's going to have to fight 0-0 against 2-2, and he's going to be very sad about it. I do think I could maybe reinforce with a couple of extra turrets over here because he's keep trying to do that. Gonna keep trying to do that. Now, I feel like I should really be moving out now with my 2-2. We have to see the fight. Okay, here we go. Let me get ready. So now he knows that I'm still, quote-unquote, here. I'm gonna start my 3-3, because why not? Oh, that's gonna be painful, guys! Yeah, he wants to fight, but the 2-2 upgrade... Look at how fast the Vitas die! The Marines are still alive! You guys are seeing this right now? That looked like such a terrible fight, but the 2-2 upgrades, man, I'm telling you. There's only on 31 drones, by the way. I have 52 SCVs. I didn't even make a third. I didn't start my +3 attack, but I was gonna start my 3-3. Like, okay, this is just insane. This look, I think to everyone, this just instinctively looked like we were gonna get cooked. Let's see what is here. We have 18 Marines, and it's 25 Zerglings and 15 Mutas. And you're like, I'm out in the open with like 11 of these Marines. It's like, okay, these are just gonna die instantly. Look at these Marines. 2 armor. Like, it's actually so crazy. 2 armor, baby. Can you guys believe it? Another beautiful, beautiful dub with the upgrade rush. This build keeps on delivering. Let's go to game number 3. Okay, game number 3 is going to be against a Grandmaster Terran. This will be the first ever time I'm going to try this against a Terran, so I guess we'll see. This map is a little scary for it, because I have an extremely exposed natural base, which you can see over here, vulnerable to drops. Though, actually, thinking about it, this might also be the best map for it, because I can kind of sneakily get away by being a little greedy in a different way. Once again, it's such a crazy thing to play against, because for the last Zerg, for example, in his mind, I was just a regular 2-base Terran. Maybe I had +1 attack, maybe I had 0-0, but then I have 2-2, you know? They don't really know whether they're on a timer or if they need to take their time. Like, it's just a weird thing to play against. I can totally see this become an actual meta build. I'm not even kidding. At least until people figure it out, you know? At least until Zerg starts scouting with an Overseer for the fast second eBay, or Protoss players start doing it. I was even thinking, this is going to sound a little crazy, but you guys are used to it by now, to be honest. Should I go double gas here? Probably not. No, I think it's okay like this. Against Protoss, what you could do is you can proxy the E-base too, because Protoss tends to scout it with an hallucinated Phoenix, and so far they haven't responded to it very well, because once again it's something strange, but at some point they will. And then what you can do is you can start proxying the E-base, because I can make upgrades from here too. There's no difference, right? The only difference is that I have to send my SCV, and it takes a little bit of time and money, right? That's about it. But it's a very possible follow-up to all of this. Now I do want to be a little careful here, because on this map double gas could be difficult to defend, so we'll see. Could also expand on the high ground based on what I see. Looks like a double gas to me, actually, because of that SCV timing. Exactly, there we go. Okay, should be a factory right here. Don't have to worry about it too much. I'll just expand on the high ground, why not? Hey, something I can do. Okay, I'm gonna do something that is so freaking annoying, and you guys are gonna love it. Okay. I'm gonna wait for his SCV to show up, and then build the depot. I don't know if the SCV should arrive over here. Actually, the SCV is kind of weirdly timed. Let's see. I think I need to make the depot now. I don't want to wait any longer. Would have been a very fun way, because then you just waste the guy's time, right? Like, he would have walked all the way already, and then he still has to go all the way around. But it's okay. I'm gonna make the second gas here, and then... God, I'm actually... I'm not exaggerating here, guys. I love this strategy so much, because even in my head, I keep thinking of things. Like, sometimes I do a strategy that's honestly just... is very questionable, okay? Like, I really need, like, so much brain power to even realize if it can work or not, right? Here, I feel like everything I think of just sounds like a good idea to me. Because here, what I can do, guys, is I can just go for a Cyclone and Marines, and I feel like my build is entirely safe. Like, I don't have a starport, so that's going to be the tricky part. But I feel like the early game is... it sounds good to me. It legitimately sounds good to me. Now, I do need to be careful here for this first initial attack. Normally, when you do Reaper Expand, like I'm doing here, you make a bunker at the front. Here, I didn't want to because there's a very good Reaper Cliff over here to surpass that. Here we go. 1-1, guys. 3 minute 10, 1-1. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not going to be able to afford a Cyclone right away, but that is okay. There's actually another thing that I can do, and that is go for combat shields again. Against Terran, this is something that I know because of a Wings of Liberty strategy. In Wings of Liberty builds, first expansion of StarCraft 2, were obviously incredibly inefficient, right? Like, people didn't know how to do proper builds yet and stuff. So sometimes you would get like these low eco games with Stim Marines against Stim Marines. And then it was my friend Masa, Canadian Terran, already retired by now. He started, at least I think it was him, he started, oh, that's quite a lot of units actually, making combat shield. Oh, that is so nice. He actually had to spend time chasing that. Now, I don't think we can actually defend that right away, so let's wait for the Cyclone. He started making combat shields instead of Stim, because if you have one or the other, so not both, right? Then the combat shields actually... Oh, that is so nice. Look at this. What a fight. Oh, it's beautiful, guys. Now, he does have 4 Hellions, so we're going to have to be careful with that. Could have a Liberator as well with this build, actually. Going to be another one dying. I'm just going to make another tech lab over there. And then I'll start saturating the next base. And then we're going to go for the super, super fast 2-2. And like I mentioned, this build does feel just entirely safe, to be honest. It actually feels entirely safe. Move the Cyclone back a little bit. Then we get combat shields. And I think we can actually... Or actually, maybe I can make Stim here too. I'm going to get combat shields first. I think I should get 2-2 before Stim, probably. That sounds about right to me. Making a lot of Marines. Obviously, I do need my 3rd command center at some point. I can probably build it with this guy. That looks right to me, at least. Let's see. Make a couple more Marines. Yeah, I think this is the kind of build where you don't want to skip Marines. The reason why I talk about skipping Marines a decent amount of time is because it's super common and even kind of necessary in TVT. If you make 10 Marines before the 3rd and your opponent skips all of them and you don't have any kind of like big... idea plan to attack them with, they're just going to be so far ahead economically, it's kind of gross. Okay, so you really have to be on top of that. Now this game, since I want to do like some kind of attack, I'm not actually going to skip the Marines. Now I need to be very careful here. I'm actually going to make a reactor for this guy. Then I'll get double gas. I'll get Stim after, and I feel like it should be pretty okay. Now I'm going to keep my Marines and Cyclones together. So if he's playing Banshee, for example, then we're going to be in a good enough spot to defend. I could also go ahead and kill those rocks. Would that be a good idea? I think it actually could. Here, let's get Stim over here. What do I need? Oh, there's a tank on the high ground there. Yeah, that makes sense. Killing these rocks is pretty nice. So basically the idea if you go for fast upgrades is that your opponent can't really be on the map anymore. This is also the case if you're like normally ahead in upgrades. And you guys know what that means, right? Like a little bit, you know, just a little bit ahead. That's all you need. But here we are massively ahead. And it means especially if we get 2-2, he can't really move out on the map anymore. Okay, so I'm going to make another reactor. Let's see. Okay, so he doesn't actually see this. Guys, I could have the nastiest 2-2 timing ever here. Okay. Let's see, let's get these saturated over here. He did take a better base than me, by the way. If you guys are wondering why he didn't take the safe in base. This base kind of sucks. It's a very small mineral patches. Very little mineral patches, sorry. So it's not just straight up not as good as a base, right? Probably take a 4th on location, I would guess. Okay, so now he sees my units over here. I think I should go for another 2 barracks before taking the 4th base. 2-2 is going to finish at 7:35 or so, which is insane. Absolutely insane. And then I guess now we can start building tanks. He is aware of my army at the front. He made Vikings too, which is quite nice for me because obviously I'm not playing air control based or whatever. Now Stim is not finished yet, so you might have to keep that in mind. Let's make a turret over here. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a 4th base on location. And then we start 3-3. That is the plan. Can I do something here? I mean, it's a lot of tanks, to be honest. It's possible that he is going to play mech still. I know he has a lot of Marines, but it's still possible that it's going to be mech for sure. Even if you play mech, you want to go for that amount. Okay, so now he sees... Oh, that's so funny. Don't tell me he thinks that's my 3rd base. That would be hilarious, to be honest. Now, if you... Look, what the hell? You see how strong those Marines are, guys? That is actually absurd. That's so freaking strong. It still catches me off guard every single time. Now, I'm also building 3-3 already, by the way. I didn't skip even a little bit on that, I think. Yeah, look, he doesn't see this, guys. The rocks are down. He has 0-0, guys. 0-0. Look how fast everything is gonna die here. It's just gone. Everything is gone. And even this fight is gonna be very painful for him. Like, look at my Marines. They're so... What is this, guys? Killed almost his entire army. Why is this the greatest build ever invented, guys? Why is it? Maybe I should also just not even make tanks with this TVT build, to be honest, because the units are just so strong. Wow. There's a good chance. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Normally, when you say, like, whatever, best game of the year, you know, you're kind of exaggerating a little bit, because there's always going to be one game that beats it. I think there is legitimately a realistic chance that this ends up being my favorite strategy of 2026. Legitimately, there's a good chance. Like, I mean, even the Swarmos build that I did the other day might be my favorite Zerg strategy of the year. Like, I think we're just getting very, very fortunate. Like, it's all just so freaking good. Now, he has 1-1 now, so we're probably just going to wait for 3-3. Should I try an attack at the front? That is a good question. Attacking into siege tanks is very, very, very hard, okay? Even if you have a massive upgrade lead, very, very difficult. Drop into the main could be a better idea. Actually, that would be a better idea, yeah. Good that I'm talking to myself. Just gonna go for the triple drop, I think. I mean, it's 24 Marines. I know there's one unit here. It's just not gonna kill anything, really. 24 Marines in the main base. We're gonna be up 4 upgrades again, right? Because 3-3 is gonna finish. Probably make a sensor tower here as well, actually. Okay, so we're just gonna go into the main base. He could have some Vikings, I guess. Would we be... God, it's a lot of stuff here, actually. Yeah, he sees my stuff. Okay, 3-3. Is it going to finish in time? I think it actually is. Yeah, looks like it is. Okay, so then we're just going to go in, and he's going to be very, very sad with this, I think. 3-3 is going to be brutally strong here. Just make sure that I don't lose a medevac early. Okay, hold position for a second. 3-3 is not quite done yet. It's going to finish any second now, I believe. Exactly, there we go. Finished just now. And now we can chill here and fight. Maybe we can first of all kill those Vikings. Look at how good they are. And now we can stim in here, guys. It's 3-3 against 1-1. I know it looks dumb. Trust me, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. My Marines in the main base won. My Marines over here won. Every single SCV is going to freaking disappear. And this was just one of the most beautiful, most enjoyable set of games I have ever played in my life, I think. Just insane. This base is gonna die. This base is gone. Maybe I can even kill the E-base there. It would be very, very funny. The base dies, and he is in absolute disbelief right now. GG is gonna be called. He probably has no idea what the heck just happened to him. Units lost 5k against 11.4k while attacking into sieged lines with Marines only. Can you guys believe it? We might have actually found a legit meta build here, guys. Shout out to Divination again, by the way. I did not come up with this build. This build was made by Divination for TVP. The Master Leaguers made that for the tournament to play against Gerald. And now I'm just doing it in every matchup, and it's just freaking insane. Absolutely beautiful build. This might legitimately be... I'd be very surprised, to be honest. I'd be very surprised if something is going to dethrone the build this year. But then again, you guys know I'm pretty crazy, and we still have 10 months and a bit to go. But that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys had a fantastic time. If you enjoyed these games even half as much as I did, I think we should get the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you all for the next video. Adios.